Okay. Sometimes this works. Okay. Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for October 16th, 2025, to order at 7:01 p.m. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Here.
Golombek, absent, Sampson,
Present.
Sheridan. Here. Troisi. Here. Council President Pellegrin. Here. Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this evening? That's it? Come on. We got rain. We haven't had rain in months, and we finally get that 1 or 2 inches, keep everything nice and green. So, we got a lot to look forward to, especially this evening. We'll be honoring some fire people. But first, we must say a prayer, and we must salute that flag of ours. Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbors. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring you peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey require at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special meeting notice in the Herald News and the Record, and by posting such a notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in a public place within the municipal building. Also by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 3rd, 2025, and published on January 8th, 2025.
Okay, I would like the record to reflect that Councilman Golombek is here. Moving on to approval of minutes. We have the September 4th, 2025 work session and the September 18th, 2025 regular meeting.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we will have the Fire Department Service Awards, so I will turn the meeting over to Fire Chief Ed.
Thank you for showing up, Mayor and Council. Thank you for allowing us to have this here tonight. Invited guests. I hope everybody enjoys what they see.
Oh, you had it, Joe.
Showing support for your member that's going to be receiving an award. After this all, I am going to turn this over to the Master of Ceremonies, Firefighter Dombrowski.
Thank you, Chief. Honorable Mayor Coletti, members of the Elmwood Park Council, Elmwood Park Fire Chiefs, Elmwood Park Fire Advisor, Mr. McDermott, members of the Elmwood Park Fire Department, members of the Fire Department Auxiliary, and the Elmwood Park residents. I've had the pleasure to serve this community as a two-time elected councilman, but I have working side by side with these men and women gives me no greater honor to work with the men and women from the Elmwood Park Fire Department. Tonight we're going to be giving away some service awards, and I'm going to read to you the incident report, and then we're going to call up the individuals. On June 28th, 2023 at 15:04 hours, Elmwood Park Rescue 2, Marine 1, and Marine 2 had been dispatched to the Elmwood Park Marina to assist Garfield Fire Department Marine Unit and the Clifton Fire Department Marine Unit for a call of construction workers stuck at the head of the Dundee Dam, also known as Garfield Waterworks. Upon arrival, they witnessed the Clifton Marine Unit already en route downriver. The members of Elmwood Park Fire Department Company 2 immediately prepared to launch Elmwood Park Marine 1, and at that time, it was decided that firefighter and ex-chief William Shadwell would pilot Marine 1 with firefighter Ryan Tomesco and Garfield firefighter Ken Robertson aboard. Arriving on scene, Elmwood Park Marine 1 observed Clifton Marine Unit already engaged with ropes tied to the barge holding the 3 construction workers trapped at the edge of the falls. It appeared that the Clifton Marine Unit was attempting to pull the barge away from the edge. Members of Elmwood Park Marine 1 witnessed Clifton Marine Unit experience control issues and quickly being dragged over the falls. One Clifton rescuer entered the water above the falls before being swept over, while the other remaining rescuer remained in the boat and went over as well. Immediately, ex-Chief Shadwell called a mayday. At that point, Elmwood Park Marine 2 was deployed, piloted by firefighter Chris Gilmore, with firefighters Matt Ruglio and Samuel Van Houten aboard. Garfield also deployed their inflatable boat to assist with the rescue operations and a RIT team. Elmwood Park Marine 2, shortly upon deploying, experienced engine troubles. They pulled off to a safe location, tied off close to the shoreline, and the Garfield inflatable proceeded downriver. Meanwhile, Elmwood Park Marine 1 moved into position to deploy throw bags to the stranded Clifton firefighter. The firefighter took hold of the rope, and Elmwood Park Marine 1 dragged the firefighter upriver to a safe location and pulled him aboard. With the stranded firefighter secured, the Elmwood Park Marine 1 quickly engaged with 3 construction workers that were also stranded on the barge at the edge of the falls, and it was decided the best approach would be to deploy throw bags to each of the 3 stranded construction workers and pull them to the boat at the time. Once all 3 were secured safely on the boat, Elmwood Park Marine 1 started to return upriver. En route, they met with Garfield Inflatable, who followed us back as our safety boat. Once everyone aboard Elmwood Park Marine 1 were safely on shore, Garfield Inflatable went back to assist Elmwood Park Marine 2 safely back to the marina. All 4 rescue victims were checked by EMS, and all 4 signed RMAs. The committee voted to present life-saving awards to ex-Chief William Shadwell, Ryan Tomesco, and Garfield firefighter Ken Robinson in recognition of their exceptional action. Also, unit citation award will be to the following members at the end, which I will announce at the end of this. At this time, we'd like to bring up firefighter Ryan Tomesco. At this time, we'd like to bring up from Garfield Fire Department, Ken Robertson. Ex-chief, I apologize. And I proudly ask ex-chief William Shadwell to please come up. And to accept the unit citation, I ask Captain Joseph Kunz from Engine 2 to please come up. Also receiving the unit citation tonight, and no need for you to come up at the moment because Joe will bring it back to you. We have, of course, our Chief, Ed Mirzajewski, Captain Joe Kunz, ex-Chief Gary Ruglio, firefighter Cheryl Asmussen, firefighter Christopher Gilmore, firefighter Matthew Ruglio, firefighter Abraham Kahori, firefighter Samuel Van Houten, firefighter Benito de la Cruz, and firefighter Ryan Nielsen. And that is it. Thank you, gentlemen. Nice job. Our second award tonight, I'm going to read out the incident. On May 13th, 2024, at 2:46 hours, the Elmwood Park Fire Department had been dispatched to 6 Craig Court for a motor vehicle accident with entrapment. The Elmwood Park Police Department arrived on scene and requested the Elmwood Park Fire Department to expedite. Elmwood Park Fire Chief Edward Mizujewski and the 2nd Battalion Chief arrived on scene. They witnessed a motor vehicle overturned, laying flat on its roof, with the victim trapped inside, being crushed by the flattened metal around her. Immediately, Chief Mizujewski established command. Elmwood Park Rescue 1 arrived on scene and went right to work. Responding members from Elmwood Park Engine Companies 2 and 3 assisted Elmwood Park Engine Rescue 1 with setting up airbags and cribbing. Members from all 3 companies worked swiftly and diligently to extract the trapped victim. Simultaneously, crews from Elmwood Park Truck 4, as well as members from Engine 3, searched for other victims that may have been ejected from the vehicle on the path that it took off of the Garden State Parkway northbound. They reported back no other victims were found and continued to look for structural damage to the homes that may have been hit by the vehicle. Members of the Elmwood Park Fire Department were successful in extricating the victim at this point, and the victim was turned over to Elmwood Park EMS and transported to St. Joseph's Trauma Center. The New Jersey State Police were called to take over the investigation since the incident originally occurred on the Garden State Parkway. And at that time, the New Jersey State Police took command of the incident, and Elmwood Park Chief Mizujewski released all units and terminated command. The committee has voted and to offer life-saving awards to the following members. When I mention your name, please come up. Ex-Chief Michael Pressler. Ex-Chief Ken Pressler. Lieutenant Joe Kunz, now Captain. Then firefighter, now Lieutenant Melissa Manarino. Then firefighter, now Lieutenant Matthew Ruglio. Firefighter Cheryl Asmussen. Firefighter Christopher Gilmore. I'm not sure if he's here, but firefighter Charles Dubera. Firefighter Krish Patel. Firefighter Devon Johnson. And myself, Joseph Dombrowski. Taking command of this incident, along with the chief, was our 1st Battalion Chief, Michael Jones. As well as our Chief, Ed Mirzajewski. Congratulations, everyone. Great job. The victim did survive. Thank you. Yeah. Our next incident. On June 12, 2024, the Elmo Park Fire Department was dispatched for a confirmed structure fire at the Townhouse Inn and Suites. Firefighter Melissa Manarino demonstrated exceptional courage and selflessness during a life-saving rescue. Responding to a critical incident, she laddered a second-story window, punched through the glass without hesitation, without disregard to her own safety, to save the trapped civilian. Her decisive action and unwavering commitment to duty exemplified the core values of this fire service: courage, sacrifice, and putting others before oneself. In recognition of her heroic efforts, the Valor Committee voted in favor to award her a Class 3 Rescue Award. She was also additionally received an award from the South Bergen Chiefs Association as an honored firefighter, receiving another award. Firefighter Melissa Manarino, please come up. Nicely done. Thank you. And tonight we have one more award that's going, actually 2 more awards going out, but one more incident. On October 6th at 19:30 hours, the Elmo Park Rescue 1 and Elmo Park Truck 4 were dispatched to a report of a male individual hanging from a roof. Upon arrival, Chief Ed Mirzajewski witnessed firefighter Ziggy Kwasniak along with a civilian, Derek Bruno, administering CPR. Ziggy initially started CPR with 2 hands. The 73-year-old victim started sliding, resulting in Ziggy holding on to the victim with 1 hand as he continued CPR. The victim had been recovered from the roof, where the Elmo Park EMS applied life-saving measures through the use of an AED and a Lucas machine before swiftly transporting the victim to St. Joe's Trauma Center. What makes firefighter Kwasniak and civilian Bruno actions exceptionally commendable is that they both initiated CPR and acted even before fire tones were dropped, showcasing initiative, courage, and swift decision-making skills in the critical situation, and is recommended by this committee that firefighter Ziggy be formally recognized and awarded with the Special Service Award, as well as civilian Derek Bruno be recognized with an award of the Civilian Unit Citation. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Bruno to please come up. And at this time, I proudly ask Ziggy to please come on up. Advisor, would you like to say anything?
So, thank you very much. Well done. You know, one thing, doing this for 33 years, I could say the day you sign is the day you put a cape on your body. These people are part of your community, and they surround you. As evidenced tonight, they're here just to protect you. If you start putting the hours that they put in every month after their 160 hours or so of work, it enumerates to probably another 70 hours. So there was about 70 calls last month alone. Each call is about an hour. They're putting so much on the line for you, and not just their life. They're leaving their families. Right now, the fire trucks are outside waiting for a call. If that call dropped right now, they're not staying here, they're out the door. They're here to serve you. They do it with grace, they do it with valor, and they do it with technical expertise. Having done this in Patterson for almost 30 years, I can say I would put any of you up with me working in Patterson. As a matter of fact, I think Elmwood Park had been in my 30 years, probably 100-something times plus to help us in Patterson in our time of need. So it's great to see familiar faces, some I've worked with over the years too, and now to help them out. Tremendous job by all. Congratulations to the families who let them go out all the time to help your community, and exceptional, exceptional work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mayor, if I may ask, can we take a 5-minute break so the firefighters can take one picture with you guys?
Well, do you have any closing comments?
Well, after your closing comments, there you go.
Yeah, well, what we'd like to do, we got a small ceremony, am I correct? We'd like to do that, and then we'll have council comments on both situations, if that's okay with you guys. Sure. Okay? All right.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have the Safe Sleep Box donation, and receiving the donations will be Mayor Coletti, Chief Feligno, and Council President Lorraine Pellegrin on behalf of the Residents Assistance Program. And at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Councilwoman Troisi to give the donation.
I'd like to invite up the Elmwood Park Patterson Elks Lodge Exalted Ruler, Lisa Nazaretto.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and also all those in attendance. My name is Lisa Nazaretto, and I have the honor of serving as Exalted Ruler of the Elmwood Park Patterson Elks Lodge number 60. The Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks is a charitable civic organization dedicated serving the needs of our community. October is SIDS Awareness Month, and we are reminded that sudden infant death syndrome and sleep-related accidents remain the leading cause of deaths amongst infants 1 to 12 months. At the Elmwood Park Elks, we are deeply committed to saving little lives. Through our Safe Sleep initiative, we strive to reduce infant death by distributing safe sleep boxes throughout the communities we serve. Each box contains essential items that promote safe sleep, including swaddles, sleep sacks, pacifiers, and educational material designed to help families keep their babies safe. Beyond the boxes, we also provide safe sleep instruction, car seat safety, and infant CPR classes. In addition, we host programs and events that support emotional and physical wellness of mothers and babies, such as chair yoga, the distribution of self-care items for postpartum period. Our work is strengthened through collaborations with leading professionals, including neonatologists from Rutgers University, the SIDS Center of New Jersey at Robert Wood Johnson, University Hospital, the Bergen County Division of Child Care Resources, and the WIC Clinic at St. Joseph's Medical Center. This initiative is made possible through the Impact Grant awarded to Elmwood Park Patterson Lodge number 60 by the Elks Grand Lodge located in Chicago. The impact grant is the largest and most competitive grant offered by Grand Lodge, and we are truly honored to have been selected to be a recipient. Tonight, it is our great privilege to present to the Residence Assistance Program with 10 sleep boxes to be distributed to expectant new parents in need within our community. Each box represents hope, comfort, and the promise of a safer start for a newborn child. Because saving little lives is a big deal, it is our hope that this project will make a lasting difference for families in Elmwood Park and beyond. This project is dedicated in loving memory to Jacqueline Nicolette, whose legacy reminds us all of the importance of safe sleep. May every baby have sweet dreams and a safe sleep. I would like to call up one of our members, Kathy Andriano. No? Okay, so we'd like to present.
So on behalf of Elmwood Park Patterson Elks Lodge, we'd like to present the Resident Assistance Program with 10 safe sleep boxes. We have 3 in Spanish, 7 in English. There's more where this came from, so if you run out, you just reach out to us and we will get more for you. May I say a couple words?
Absolutely.
If I could, Pam, come up here with me. Councilwoman Troisi. I just want to say that these boxes mean the world to us. We have a lot of clients that come into our pantry that have small children, babies, infants. They may be grandmothers, they may be the mother themselves, but they take these boxes and they're so grateful for them. And I just want to say that this isn't just a box, it's a life savings box. Pam and her family went through a tragedy with the loss of her granddaughter, and what she did was got into action so that this would help another family not have to go through this pain. So I really want to commend her. Out of a tragedy, she's saving lives each and every day. And as your colleague and as your friend, I love you and thank you for what you're doing. And I want to thank the Patterson Elmwood Park Lodge for all that they do. I am an elk, and what these people do on a daily basis to help this community and everybody is just amazing, the work they do, nonstop. They're like Energizer bunnies, always doing good. So I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. I know Angela Fava and Dion York, my team. I know Chief Feligno and the police force have been with us from year 1, and we're into year 8. Mayor Coletti and our entire council always supports our pantry and our residence assistance program. Without them, we couldn't do what we do, and I want to thank the community, because what the community does with donations and all too, it's a team effort. I love our community. I love our Elks. I just am so grateful tonight to accept this, and really let's give everyone a round of applause, but especially our Councilwoman Pam Troisi for getting this started.
Can I add something real quick first, if you don't mind? Thank you. Actually, there are a lot of people in this room that have helped with this project. My best friend sitting there in the row, raise your hand, bestie. Raise it. She helped me come up with the first prototype. It was 5 boxes. And I was a resident at the time, and I came here to present the 5 boxes to the Residence Assistance Program in honor of Jacqueline's first birthday. My fraternal brothers and sisters from the Elks happened to be here for another reason. The mayor was proclaiming Youth Week. And there was an executive session called, so there was a brief moment for us to talk. And they were asking about what I was doing. And then they stepped up in the most incredible way. They applied for a grant, and we were awarded $10,000. And so then last year, those 5 boxes turned into 250 boxes. And then for a second year in a row, Kathy Andriano was able to obtain the grant again. And so this year, our goal is 350 Safe Sleep boxes. In addition to my best friend who helped me with the very first prototype, these ladies with the auxiliary sitting there came and helped assemble boxes. So I thank you. My Safe Sleep Committee. Sometimes we don't always agree on things, but I appreciate them so much, the work that they do. Chief Peligno, your police department has helped with the program. They participated in the safe sleep, the car seat safety classes. So I want to thank you for that. And anybody else who contributes to this cause, thank you very much. I think that's all I have to say. Anybody else would like to speak?
Yes, thank you to the Elks. Great organization. You guys seem to be getting better and better every time we see you. Really stepping up. Been great, but getting even better over time. This is a great program. I know that the RAP gives a lot of these out. Anyone that's a parent remembers going into the crib and like looking to see the chest rise and it's terrifying for new parents, right? So this is a comfort for everyone. It's a great program, and thank you again to the Elks for doing this.
So, as the mayor, I get the opportunity of overseeing all this good stuff from our people. And one thing about this mayor and council, and primarily the council, these are council people that go far beyond their call of duty. If we were to sit down and say, okay, Councilwoman, this is what you're supposed to do as a council person, that list would go maybe from A to J. But these people, and it's a special group here, I could say, been here a while, so I think I have the right to say that, 25 years as part of the government in this town, one way or another, you get to see who the talkers are and who the shakers and movers are. And I happen to be around a bunch of people that are shakers and movers, and I'm very proud of that. Today is an excellent example of going beyond what they're supposed to do. And I originally thought this was a cake when they brought that up. So, and then the way they were handling it so delicately, but it's more than a cake, right? This could save a life, and that's the importance of it all. So I want to say thank you as the mayor of this town for making it easy for me to be part of a good unit of people, and let's stay the course. Council comments? We're going to start very shortly.
Okay. Can we get the box?
Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
All right, council comments. Councilman Sampson?
Thank you, Mayor. So I just want to say that these two groups, these two fine groups that have received awards and have made a presentation here are indicators of the level of service that we have here in our borough. Dedication, service, pride. Those are all words that are just easy to roll off your tongue, but that's true. That's heartfelt here. There's no one here that doesn't deserve anything that they're receiving tonight. As far as the fire department, a lot of times, especially on Facebook, you'll see, oh, they're volunteer. What does that mean? To me, that's a term of distinguishment. You're distinguished to be a volunteer fireman, because I have news for you. Everybody in this room As a 43-year emergency service member myself, fire doesn't know the difference. Emergencies, accidents, overturned cars don't know that the door on the side of the truck says volunteer. And the fact of the matter, as acknowledged by me and the rest of us, in the middle of the night, in the pouring rain, in 105-degree weather, last year during the July 4th weekend, 5 calls, 3 working fires, etc. Volunteer is a distinguished term. Thank you very much. To my beloved Elk members, we're all in this together. We work as a team. I'm proud to serve as the leading knight. We're going to look toward the future very shortly. And again, this program is a great program, Pam. Great job putting it together. It does save a lot of lives. It also, I'm at those presentations there at the Elks, and it relieves a lot of people. You know, you can see that the new parents, like the chief said, they get a sense of relief that they have this information and they understand, and it's in English and in Spanish. So it's good. We do CPR classes there. Chief, you help us with car seat classes. So again, everybody here works together for this borough to keep everyone safe and protected. And I just want to make a special acknowledgement because that fellow in the back there, ex-Chief Robertson, we grew up together in the 4th Ward of Garfield. We went to the same schools. We're graduates of Bergen Tech. And yeah, he's laughing too. So he knows because we came up together. Chief, outstanding job. Thank you very much. Everyone else, really, again. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to start off with the Elks. Thank you again for spreading awareness on such important causes in our community and genuinely in our society. So thank you for all that you do for not only our community but for communities around the United States. I want to say congratulations and thank you to the entire department, the entire fire department, for not only your members, for the civilian, and also for the members, for the entire department for all that you do. These men and women don't just respond when the alarm sounds, but they represent the meaning of courage, commitment, and heart. The actions were the difference between tragedy and survival. Your dedication makes Elmo Park a safer and stronger place. Thank you for all that you do. Congratulations for truly being a pillar for our community. Thank you and God bless you every day.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Golovec.
Thank you, Mayor. To the Elks and to the council members involved in the Safe Sleep Box program, great job, great initiative, and even if one life is saved along the way, that's a tremendous thing. To our Elmwood Park Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Ed Mierzejewski, thank you for everything you do. These were some tremendous recognitions here tonight. We got the descriptions of that Mr. Dombrowski read tonight a couple weeks ago, and I made a comment to the council at the last meeting that I'll share tonight. With regard to the incident that happened at the Garfield waterfall, and as I'm reading it, Marine 1 is dispatched, Marine 2 is dispatched, and I had an instant flashback. About 10 years ago in the back room, I was a young man sitting in the audience as a resident, and I remember the Elmwood Park Fire Department coming in and asking either to replace Marine 2 or to get Marine 2 to begin with. And I remember sitting there, and council members at the time who are no longer involved, drilling the fire department on the cost, on the probabilities that we'll ever need 2 boats at once. And I just remember taking it all in and just comparing that. And in the end, it was purchased, but just comparing that. So number one, justifying the need, right? Like something happened out of whack. Communities nearby came together. Our assets were deployed. Our people needed help. Other communities needed help. And on that front, tremendous thing. And then also just the mindset, and I think that we all collectively share, is that when it comes to public safety, the needs of our police, fire, EMS, we spare no expense. We'd rather spend more, get more for that one day where, God forbid, it's needed. So I just wanted to share that anecdote, and it's a pleasure spending this evening with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Troisi.
Thank you. Congratulations to the Civilian and Fire Department Award recipients. Your courage and dedication remind us of what true heroism looks like. Whether it was saving a life from a burning building, braving dangerous waters, or responding to a critical emergency, you showed bravery, courage, and strength. I'm incredibly proud of our firefighters. You represent the best of Elmwood Park, and you are proof that superheroes are real. Happy birthday, Joe Dombrowski. To the Elks, thank you to Lisa and the entire Elmwood Park Patterson Elks Lodge, number 60. Your partnership and your hearts for service is truly admirable. This program is deeply personal to me. It started to honor Jacqueline's first birthday. It was a very small effort, but it's grown into something that is greater than that. It's the community coming together. As I mentioned, we had ladies auxiliary and firefighters helping us with the boxes, the fire department, Elks, friends, family members, and we're coming together for a common purpose, and that's to save lives. So this initiative is carried out in loving memory of Jacqueline. She was a beautiful little baby, and her short life continues to inspire our mission. And it reminds us that even the littlest of lives can leave the deepest impact. May every baby sleep safe, dream sweetly, and grow up. That's the important part, grow up, right? Surrounded by people who love them. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to the Elmwood Park Fire Department. You guys are the best. Garfield Fire Department, you're getting there, but we're better. To Mr. Bruno, thank you very much for going beyond what anybody else would do. To your family, thank you very much. To the Elks, Lisa, you're the best. Thank you for everything you do. To all the ladies and gentlemen, Pam, Lorraine, we all stick together, we got it done. To the police department, Chief, thanks for always helping out whenever, no matter what it is, you don't even say no, you don't even think twice. I just want to give you a big shout out for that. Thank you for everything you do for us. We all work together in this town, and that's what counts. Somebody gets hurt or something happens, we all pitch in. Doesn't matter who, what, where, when, everybody's there for everybody. And it's great. I mean, I've been on this council 4 years, and we all stick together no matter what. So I just want to say again, thank you to everybody. God bless everybody. Guys always come home safe. Ladies, come home safe. And Mr. Bruno, thank you again for everything you've done. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Pellegrini.
Yes, tonight's a very emotional night, sitting here, watching everything. And there's a theme going on. Everybody here tonight that got awards, they're all about saving lives, right? When we see a fire, everybody's afraid, we step back. These men and women run into it to save lives on a daily basis, right? So I want to congratulate all of those that got awards, but I want to congratulate and say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all our firefighters for what you do on a daily basis. I can't even imagine going into those calls and seeing what you see and not panicking and doing the right thing and saving lives. You really are full of bravery, selflessness, and you really are all heroes. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. So you're all to be commended, and we want each one of you to know that all of us up here appreciate every single thing you do on a daily basis. It means the world to us that you keep our residents safe and all of us safe, and hard work doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you all so very much. And if I could say one more thing about somebody special to me back there, Bill Shadwell, ex-chief. And I know you're not going to like this because you don't like recognition. But I can remember years ago when the rap first started, and it's never left my mind because you showed such kindness. We needed help with shoveling out our residents in need, and we were sitting around at a meeting. And when I said, I don't know what we're going to do, it was just when rap first started out and we really needed help. And he said, Lorraine, we'll help you. I could help you. Our team could help you, with no hesitation. When no one else wanted to throw their hands in the ring, Bill Shadwell stepped up and said, we will help you. And they did help us. Until we got the volunteers we needed, they helped us. And Bill, I will never forget that. So thank you for that, and thank all of you. And to our Elmwood Park Elks and Pam for the Sleep Safe boxes, we actually work the pantry, me and my husband, every third Friday. And we see these people come in. And when they look at this and they'll say, what is this? Can you tell me about this? And we tell them about it. And they're just so in awe that the town is doing this for them. The Elks is doing this for them. Pam started this. We tell them the story about how this occurred. And it's such a beautiful moment. And I know you don't get to see that, but through our eyes, I hope telling you about it just makes you realize all the hard work and effort you put into writing grants and packing boxes and everything else you do. I see those faces, and they appreciate each and every one of you and all that you do. And Pam, I called the fire department a hero tonight, but you're a hero for starting this program and saving lives. So thank you, my colleague. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Elves. This is a beautiful night for me in Elmwood Park. I get very emotional, but you know, you hear different things around town, sometimes negative, sometimes on the Facebook negative. But when I look around the room tonight and see all these people that truly, truly care and help our town be better and be good and help our residents, I feel really grateful to know all of you and have all of you in my life. So thank you all.
Last but not least, I noticed we have quite a few former chiefs here, and I happen to have served with each and every one of them. It's remarkable. They're still here after going back 20, 22 years, and for the most part, most of them are still here, and that's dedication. And I noticed that when their names are pronounced, they're clear, like Ken Pressler. That's a clear name. But when it comes to Chief Ed, it's Ed Murru. Ed Murru. How do you pronounce it, Ed? Don't ask me. Miranevsky?
Yeah, sure.
It would take a Landsman to pronounce that properly, am I right? But all kidding aside, remarkable group. I often said that I get humbled by this group because, yes, we do our job, we put a lot of hours in, but it's kind of like we can schedule ourselves. But the fire department, and at one time the ambulance department also, when it was volunteered, they could never really schedule their lives to a maximum. By that I mean they would tell the wife, look, I'm on call, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't have that glass of wine at dinner that I'm dying for. And to me that was a lot of sacrifice that people don't know that these people do. They do it each and every day. And the other thing is, when they arrive on the scene, everybody's running out of the building and they're running in. And tonight, attested for the bravery, and that's why we had given out these, not we, the fire department has given out these citations. Well, what's nice about the evening is the fact that we're sharing this with the mayor and council, which is a great thing because we are one. There is no separation between us. All the years, and Daniel went back quite a few years ago, about how the councils, for the majority of the time, they would sponsor whatever the needs were for the safety and well-being of this department. And I can't think of one council that was opposed to those standards in operation for the fire department. So with that, I've said a lot here, and want to thank everybody for coming this evening. You can stick around for the balance of the meeting if you like. Once again, gentlemen, we owe a lot to you. Thank you for being who you are, and let's stay the course. Damn the torpedoes and full steam ahead. Take a break. We're going to take a break now and take some pictures with the fire department if they'd like. 5-minute recess, 10 minutes, 15.
Okay, Mayor, I'd like to reestablish a quorum for the October 16, 2025 regular meeting for the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Here.
Golombek, Sampson,
Present.
Sheridan, Troisi, Council President Pellegrin, Mayor Coletti.
Here.
We have reestablished a quorum. Next up on the agenda, we have ordinances on first reading. We have Resolution R-306-25, introduce ordinance number 25-24 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Borough Code Section 4-34.2, license required, fees, expiration to revise towing license distribution, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Foligno, would you like to break this down for us?
Yes, Mayor, this is an ordinance to assist the clerk's office in accepting applications for our towing services, annual towing services. We have 7 towers, and currently the way it's structured is it's first come, first served. So they line up, they bum rush the clerk's office, they overwhelm the staff. So to avoid that, they will be the 7 towers so long as they meet the criteria and the requirements annually by our police investigation.
Sounds like a good resolve to the situation. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-307-25, introduce ordinance number 25-25 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Section 4-15, amusement parks to allow for designation of parkway lanes for amusement games be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Foligno, this is just basically allowing Parkway Lanes to have amusement games. Is that correct?
Yes, Mayor, they want to enhance their operations by adding games that give prizes, more than 5 machines, which currently is what we're restricted to, and it will be for that location and that location only.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-308-25, introduce ordinance number 25-26 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Section 7-32, electric scooter regulations to address electric scooter use, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper an introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Thank you. Mr. Foligno, this scooter situation must be wreaking havoc on our police department.
on the police department, on the motoring public, on everybody and anybody that's a resident of the state of New Jersey. If you're out there, you see them, they are vicious, they don't, take any laws into regard, and they're dangerous. So we need to get grasp on it. This is for the scooters. The e-bikes are already covered by New Jersey Title 39. This will address a lot of the concerns with the scooters, and it will give us some enforcement power.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, I want to commend our chief and our entire police department for really being proactive on the scooter and electric bike situation. I know driving myself and being at a stop sign particularly, and you're just about to go past that stop sign and somebody zooms right in front of you, it's scary because you don't obviously want to hit somebody, but they come so fast in front of you. It's really dangerous. So I'm glad we're being proactive when we're trying to get a grasp of this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had somebody on my street come off the highway, go right through the stop sign in the middle of the road, too. It wasn't even to one side. And it was no kid. It was an adult. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
We have motion by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. I will call the roll. We have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golovic, Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-309-25, introduced ordinance number 25-27 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending sections 7-20, stop intersections to add intersection on Van Riper Avenue, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk, being she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
This is self-explanatory. So we'll move along. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golovic,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-310-25, introduced ordinance number 25-28 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending section 7-7, construction zone, traffic controls for street and highway construction and maintenance operation and adoption of manual on uniform traffic control devices for streets and highways to address contractor compliance, be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk, being she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Fasolo, I'm sorry, Mr. Foligno. At least I had the F's right for the last name. Mr. Foligno, would you like to break this down?
Yes,
please?
Mayor.
I'm thinking about you, Frank.
This is to establish and reaffirm the rules and guidelines for contractors, paving contractors specifically, working in and for the borough, to tighten up the rules. Sometimes they get sloppy, sometimes they leave equipment around, they don't put the signage up for road closures and restricted parking with enough time for the residents. So it's a tool for us to use to make them compliant with and make our community not only safer, but better for the residents to be made aware of things quicker.
So Mike, basically, after this construction is done, everything will go back to normal?
It's for paving. So when the contractors come in, they have to close roads, they have to put up signs to restrict parking, and sometimes they do it last minute, they don't pass out the notices, they leave their equipment overnight where they're not supposed to. So this gives us tools to punish them, to make them comply with these regulations, so our residents are not inconvenienced.
Yeah. So I want to caution the residents on this that live in that area that they should be supportive of this. and realize that this has been thought out ahead of time. It's not just a whim. There'll be some suffering in terms of parking. However, it will eventually return back to normal. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Sampson. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-311-25, introduced ordinance number 25-29 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending section 7-13.1, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets to allow additional limited parking on 16th Avenue pending school construction through October 1st, 2026, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Foligno, please.
Yes, Mayor, there is construction occurring at 16th Avenue School. It will impact the staff parking, so we need to put the staff on the street, so we need to restrict parking for residents temporarily during construction, so the staff has somewhere to park. Yes, it will be an inconvenience, but it's temporary and it's necessary.
Yeah, once again, we ask your patience, and everything shall return back to normal after the construction is done. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-312-25, introduced ordinance number 25-30 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending section 7-10.1, stopping or standing prohibited at all times on certain streets, be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any person interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mr. Foligno, please.
Mayor, this is, if you're familiar with Altier on Molnar Drive, Vinny, the president of the Residents Association, reached out and said that people are parking in a bad spot by the bridge alongside the Molnar Drive, and he asked that we restrict parking there because it's dangerous. The residents can't get in and out of the driveway, and we looked at it, and he's right, and that's what we're doing here.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to ordinances on second reading. We have Resolution R-313-25, reintroduce ordinance number 25-15 on second reading, whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Sections 7-9.1 to 7-9.15 residential parking permit area to allow for the designation of residential parking areas on a trial basis was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, September 18, 2025, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Sections 7-9.1 to 7-9.15 residential parking permit area to allow for the designation of residential parking areas on a trial basis, passed on final reading.
I'd like to emphasize that this is on a trial basis. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Would anyone from the public here to comment on this ordinance and this ordinance alone, please come up, state your name and your address. Come to the mic, hit the button. When you see the red, you're on.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Ron Ofek, 133 Broadway. I was here last month when the discussions were regarding this ordinance, and I had not had a full time to prepare myself for that. I would make several comments about this ordinance. There was a lot of discussion about safety being an issue, why this is going to be trial basis. It does not seem to me that creating private parking for the residents by permit is going to change safety issues where cars are going to be looking for parking spaces to go to the stores and buy things at the stores. It may cause more U-turns on the street because people will not be able to find suitable street parking during the daytime when businesses operate. And it'll also cause other streets to have similar issues where the shoppers are going to be looking for parking. So when it comes to being this a safety issue, and I know safety is the magic word that opens everybody's ears and eyes, I would suggest to you that creating private parking for these people on this street is not going to create a safe environment for their children any more so than if those people would take care of their children and watch them when they're out in a public street. The second thing I'd like to mention about this is you have to consider the stores and the commercial part of your town in making this decision. It's not just the residents that are going to be affected. So if these ordinances are going to create a block for store owners to be able to have customers come and visit them, it's going to impact on the town, on your tax rolls. You're going to have a blighted area where businesses can't operate. And I would leave you with two legal concepts that I had the opportunity to research during the course of the last month. The first is called spot zoning, and you should probably consult with the legal attorney for your town to decide what that is and whether or not this is spot zoning. The second legal concept is called, excuse me one second, inverse condemnation. And those two concepts, if they apply to this area, will invite litigation in the town by the shop owners, by the landowners who are being affected by this private parking that you want to consider granting for the citizens of this street. So I'll leave you with that. You should make careful considerations about this, and you should consider not just the residents of that street, but all of the owners, property owners, and business owners in your town. They make a part of this town just the same like the residents do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's somebody left.
Anyone else? Oh, okay. Anyone else care to speak on the subject? To answer you, sir, the council is well aware of the fact that we have a commercial area with residential, and is always trying to work on a marriage between both. That was our goal. We had a majority of people on that block there that were vying for this particular situation. This is only a temporary situation in the sense that we want to see how it's going to work out, and we'll deal with it from that point on. Nobody else cares to be heard? May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
So we have discussion?
Yes.
Like last meeting, I will be voting no on this ordinance. I happen to agree with the individual who came up just now. I believe that doing this will just move the problem around to Elizabeth, Columbia, Willow, and then we'll have residents from Columbia and Elizabeth coming to the meeting and wanting permit parking as well. And eventually it's just going to spread around town. And like the individual who came up said, we're not thinking of our businesses when putting this in place. We are limiting their ability to function in this town. They are a huge part of our ratables. They affect our tax rolls, like the individual said. And for those reasons, I'm going to be voting no.
Thank you. Anyone else care in discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to add, along similar lines, but I just think it's Pandora's box for other parts of town. We implement this, what's to stop the residents of Dye Ave, which is half Elmwood Park and half Garfield, from saying, well, we want permit park, we want our own program because Garfield residents park on our side of the street overnight. What's to stop residents of Linwood or Glenwood or Donor saying the visitor parking, the visitors from the apartments are spilling over into our streets. We want our own program. And what are we going to say? So I don't fault anyone for trying this, but this residential commercial corridor has existed for 100 years plus. And it's not a popular thing to say, but I'll say it. When you purchase real estate, when you purchase a home, you have to be aware of the surroundings. You have to anticipate the risks and the things that may or may not happen based on your decision. And nothing that's happening right now is something that is completely unforeseen for people that chose to live in that neighborhood. So I'm not in favor of this. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Yeah, now, this is a very difficult situation here we're dealing with. Okay, the motion has been made, correct?
Yes.
We need to call the roll.
Yes. First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Sampson. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
No.
Golubek,
No.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-314-25, introduce ordinance number 25-22 on second reading. Whereas a public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-37.1, regulation for the movement and the parking of traffic on municipal property and Board of Education property to address noise and vehicle activity in the borough lot, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, September 18, 2025, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting, and whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. Now therefore it be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-37.1, regulation for the movement and the parking of traffic on municipal property and Board of Education property to address noise and vehicle activity in the borough lot, passed on final reading.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Anyone from the public here to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-315-25. Sure. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Introduce ordinance number 25-23 on second reading. Whereas the public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-21, multi-way stop intersections to add stop signs on Paulsa Avenue/Bank Street and Martha Avenue/Ray Street, was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, September 18th, 2025, and that further consideration of this ordinance will be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, now therefore it be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-21, multi-way stop intersections to add stop signs on Paulsa Avenue/Bank Street and Martha Avenue/Ray Street, pass on final reading.
Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Anyone from the public care to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance alone? If not, I'll close the public portion. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we have our consent agenda. We have the following resolutions. Resolutions R-316-25, approval of payroll. R-317-25, approval of bills list. R-318-25, authorized vacation buybacks. R-319-25, award proposal for professional services alignment group for the FY 2024 CDBG road programs to Romans Place. R-320-25, authorized current estimate number 2, change order number 2, 2023 CDBG road improvements. R-321-25, authorized release of road opening performance bond. R-322-25, approval of items of revenue and appropriations, NJS 40A:4-87. R-323-25, approval of items of revenue and appropriation, NJS 40A:4-87. R-324-25, appoint full-time laborer, Department of Public Works, Isaiah Everts. R-325-25, approving the memorandum of agreement reached with Teamsters Local 560 on a successor collective negotiations agreement. R-326-25, resolution of the Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park referring the redevelopment plan for the non-condemnation redevelopment area located at 41 Slater Drive to the Elmwood Park Planning Board for review and report pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-7. R-327-25, approve handicap parking space, 14th Avenue. R-328-25, hiring employees to staff the Elmwood Park Emergency Medical Service Unit. R-329-25, maintenance of 4 Frederick Court. R-330-25, person-to-person liquor license transfer. R-331-25, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Any discussion?
I need a second.
Second.
Call the roll.
First by Council President Pellegrin, second by Councilwoman Troisi. On roll call, we have Council members Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have departmental reports. We have the Board of Health meeting minutes from June 9th, 2025 and August 11th, 2025.
May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
All in favor?
All in favor? You know, once you make that mistake, it's like ingrained, and it's just hard to get out. All in favor? All right.
All right, Mayor, this concludes my portion of the meeting. I will turn it over to you for council reports.
Council reports, Mr. Fasolo.
Thank you, Mayor. Just have a few things. It's a little weird to say in October, we have a Community Day coming up. Should be a great event. It's going to be colder than usual. We'll probably have some pumpkins around, but it should be a great event on Market Street. And then following is the fireworks, right, Chief? Yes, sir. I also want to wish the children of and the adults in our community a happy and safe Halloween coming up. And also Election Day. You know, no matter who you vote for, it is your civic duty to go out and vote. People have fought and died for the right to vote, so don't take it for granted and get out and vote. And that's it. Thank you, Mayor. Progress.
Thank you, Mr. Fasolo. 100% right. We want everybody to get out there and vote. It'd be very nice. Councilman Golubek?
On a similar note, I'd like to encourage our residents to vote. A lot of big decisions, governor, state senator, assembly, local council people. I want to commend everyone that's running for council. A lot of people in this town think they have the solutions to everything, but very few people put their name forward to be part of it. So it's commendable in itself. So that's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Sampson?
Thank you, Mayor. I had plenty to say to the firefighters and the Elks, so just to acknowledge them again for the great things that they do for us. And my outside activities, the ARP meeting and bus trip. So we had a meeting last week and a bus trip yesterday to Resorts World, which was a fun time. Jeannie was with us. We had a good time. The next AARP meeting is the second Thursday of November, and it'll be the last till January. And of course, the homeowners group, Linda's here, always doing a great job for the borough. Linda, hi. Her next bus trip is 10:25. The bus is probably close to full, but you can talk to her or me, and we can see if we can help you out. I look forward to, of course, Halloween, and before that, the Community Day. It's going to be a fun day. It always is. Of course, the police department, fire department's going to have a demonstration there. We're going to see the best that our emergency services have, at least in the county, most likely in the state. Nobody does it like us. Nobody does it better than us. So, that being said, Mayor, thank you, and progress in our borough.
Thank you, Eric. Councilwoman Troisi?
Thank you, Mayor. With October being SIDS Awareness Month, I just want everyone to remember to practice the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies should always sleep alone, on their back, and in an empty crib. My rec update, registration is open on Community Pass for basketball until November 13th. Volleyball is happening on Wednesday nights, $10 per person. Wrestling clinic is on Sundays at 5 p.m. The rec has joined forces with After School Alliance to showcase after-school programs. They'll be doing a supply drive the entire month of October. They're accepting board games, books, crafts, nut-free healthy snacks. You can drop them off at the rec Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday between 12 and 5 p.m. The next rec board meeting is on October 20th. For the Board of Ed update, there's a pro wrestling event fundraiser to benefit Project Graduation on November 1st. Tickets for Battle in the Borough are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. The meet and greet starts at 6 with the bell ringing at 7. There is a beefsteak fundraiser to benefit the Athletic Booster Club. It's being hosted by the American Legion. It is on November 13th. There'll be a DJ and a turkey tray. Tickets are $60, and the check should be made payable to the American Legion. And you need to RSVP by October 31st. The Elmo Park High School Marching Band is holding a Krispy Kreme donut sale. Donuts are $12 a dozen, and the sale is running from now until November 1st. The next Board of Ed meeting will be October 28th. And then I just want to mention that the Elks will be hosting their annual Spooky Storytime event. Unfortunately, it winds up being on the same day as Community Day with the reschedule. But it is from 12 to 3 p.m. This year, the title of the book we're reading is It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Each child will get a copy of the book, and in keeping with the theme, they'll decorate pumpkin-shaped cookies. You can RSVP to me at 201-674-6589. And then lastly, the Athletic Hall of Fame dinner is on October 22nd. Starts at 6:15 at the Fiesta. Tickets are $60, and you can pay at the door. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Sheridan.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to give a shout out. I went to the Elmwood Park Latino Festival on last Saturday. I just want to give a shout out. It was great. The dancing, the costumes. It was their first annual one, and it was fantastic. I mean, everybody had a good time. I didn't quite understand everything that was going on, but we all had a good time. The dancers were great, and I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was involved in that. Good work. Can't wait till next year's. I also want to tell everybody to have a happy, safe Halloween. Don't forget to wear your bright colors so we can see you in the dark, since it's getting dark earlier. And everybody just get out and vote. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President Pellegrini.
Yes, a few things, Mayor. My Board of Health update, they had their big event on October 4th. Elmwood Park celebrates seniors. It was a great day. There was great music, food, prizes, and a lot of good information for all. Thank you to our Board of Health members and for all their hard work. Great teamwork made a very successful event. The next free rabies clinics for dogs and cats will be held on November 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Firehouse Number 4 on Mola Boulevard. Their next meeting will be October 20th at 7 p.m. The public is always welcome to attend. My police update. Chief Foligno and his team will be the guest speakers at Council Corner this Saturday at 11 a.m. in the all-purpose room downstairs in the municipal building. Come join us and be a part of the conversation. Come join our Elmwood Park PD at the Halloween Spooktacular Weekend, Friday night 10/24 at 7 p.m. and Saturday night 10/25 at 7:30 p.m. Hay rides, magic shows, trunk or treat, and much more. Also, there will be a scare house. Recommended age for that is 13 plus. The new Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce. I know Joe's here. Are you going to get up and talk about the car show? So I won't bring that up. He'll give you all the details on that. And their next meeting will be Tuesday, the 21st, at our local VFW at 6 p.m. Progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's move along here this evening. I may have a motion to open the floor to the public on comments on any subject whatsoever.
So moved. Second.
Anyone from the public here to speak on any subject whatsoever? You're limited to 30 seconds. I mean 10 minutes.
It's on.
Yes, Gladys, how are you?
Okay. I just want to get situated here. Okay. Gladys Griskowitz, 256 Fensack Avenue. Where are my notes? I want to touch on Resolution R29123. This was the resolution with social media posts against me.
291. Hold on, let us get with you.
That was a resolution from a few years ago, Mayor.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, I'm bringing it up because it was brought up 2 weeks ago in the work session. Evidently, Councilwoman Lorraine was, her home was threatened on a social media site. They were going to throw poison on her, her shrubs and stuff like that. And my question is, how come there wasn't a resolution on this person today on the agenda?
I think we need some legal advice on that.
Policy determination. I don't know what legal advice you need on this.
Okay.
And also, the former attorney in Graffia said that the mayor and council would be policing this social media. That's what was said. I have the tape. Yet, I don't see it being policed. I have examples here of things that were on social media. One regarding Daniel that I will not read, or I'll show it to you. It's so sexually explicit, but there wasn't a resolution on this either. I want to know why there was a resolution on me.
So
because-
respectfully, I can't speak to what happened years ago before my time, but certainly my advice to the mayor and council is that it's not your role to police social media. Individuals have First Amendment rights and can post what they want, and if they slander someone, then that's a matter between them and others. So I can't speak to what advice.
Right, but however, if it's voted on, which it was voted on here by Councilman Fasolo, that violates NJSA 40A922-5D. Once it's established that a public official has a conflict of interest, any official action taken is considered tainted and must be invalidated.
And you were referring to something that happened years ago?
It was 2 years ago.
Again, I don't have any knowledge of that.
But what
or
I'm
role.
saying, so you know what? If that's the case, then maybe I can bring you up to speed in a meeting, a private meeting.
Respectfully, again, we're past the point of any action related to something that happened years ago.
Okay, so then what about the action that just happened to Councilwoman Pellegrin? Why isn't there a resolution? There was going to be policed. So if I feel like I've been signaled out, actually I have been, because why isn't there a resolution?
Again,
Why isn't there?
respectfully, as I just advised the mayor and council, my advice would be that the role of the mayor and council is not to police
So
social media.
then you need to get rid of this resolution.
Just to clarify, that there was no policing of anything. It was a condemnation of a statement. There was no policing
Right,
of
and then-
anything. There was nobody ever said policing. We don't have a branch of the police department or a branch of the council that is policing Facebook
that's
and
not what,
going
Mr.
after
Ingrafia
comments,
said.
and he did not say that we're policing Facebook.
Yeah, he did.
But, okay. But the ordinance that we passed does not say that we're policing Facebook. It was a condemnation of a statement.
Right, and when asked, he said on tape, okay, when asked if this happens again, will you do another resolution on another person? And he said absolutely.
If the council does not agree with a statement that's made, this council has the right to point it out that they don't agree with a statement. So if this council wanted to, they could have done that for the post about Lorraine. They could have done that about the post for anybody. They could have done that about a statement made in public. It's at the council's discretion. But 4 of the 6 members that are up here voted for that resolution.
Right, and they shouldn't have, you being one of them,
Oh,
Lorraine being another one. The mayor never even read it. Terry Sheridan said she never read, she doesn't have Facebook.
The ordinance was read, the resolution was read into the record in its entirety, so.
Just like when you said the pride flag would fly from now to eternity, well, that was overturned. So I feel like then I'll be the police. So now I will request that a resolution be done on the person who threatened Lorraine. And then this one on Daniel, I guess I will be doing the resolution on that. So how do I go about that? Because if that's how you're going to play.
Run for council.
Excuse me?
Run for council. and
I
you
don't
can-
want it. I don't
you
want to
can
run for
intro-
council.
You're asking how you can bring about a resolution on the council. How do you go about that? Run for council and make a motion to put it up. That's the answer to the
But
question.
why would I have to, I'm a resident being attacked, why would I have to
Type
do
up a
that?
resolution, come up to the podium and say, Mayor, I'd like you to put this onto the meeting.
Well, I just asked for it to be done, why do I have to write it? I mean, Lorraine, they put a picture of Lorraine's house up here, saying that they were going to spray a cancerous chemical all over her house, over her sprinkler system. And then there's here one of Daniel that is very sexually explicit. So, I mean, if you're going to signal one person out, you need to do it all. You need to, and Ingrafia said that it would be policed by the mayor and council.
So respectfully, Mr. Ngafi is no longer here, and this
Right.
mayor and council has not passed any resolutions chastising any speech. So again, I sympathize with you. You clearly
I don't think
disagree
you
with what
really
happened.
understand what I'm saying here.
I think I do, but
Yeah,
again,
you signaled me out, but no one else now is going to be written up.
I did not do anything with respect to you, nor did this mayor and council. You're talking about something a prior mayor and council did. That term has expired.
No, well, it would have expired, except it was brought up 2 weeks ago, because in the work session, Carl Roberts asked, why aren't they now having a resolution written up on them, like the other one?
And just like you can come up and make whatever public comment you want to, Mr. Roberts, if that's his name, is free to do that, or anyone else in the public is free to do that. But in terms of this mayor and council, there's been no resolution from this mayor and council that has criticized you or any other person about any speech. So I don't know why you feel like you're being singled out by this governing body as it exists today, because this governing body did not exist prior to
Yes,
January
they
of
did.
2025.
They did, except for 2.
And just to clarify for anyone listening to this, I spoke to Councilwoman Pellegrin, and I showed her that I was very upset about her house being posted online. We serve the borough. We don't get paid millions. We are not deciding on tariffs or immigration or national politics. We have nothing to do. Today, we agreed on 90% of what we voted on. This council serves the town. When we don't agree with something, before we're council members, we're friends, we're residents, we all live here, we all pay taxes. If the councilwoman felt deeply that, or any of our colleagues felt deeply about something that, directly targeted them for some sort of reason, I would wholeheartedly and 100% support any resolution that would have the council condemn some sort of speech that we don't agree with. So I stand by the resolution 2 years ago, and if there is another resolution brought up tonight or any other night that, targets, that specifically talks about something that targeted a specific council member, of course I would support it to support my colleagues.
I'd like to say something, if I may. Yes, that was very terrible, what I read on what happened to me on Facebook for a sprinkler incident. And I don't like threats to my home or to my personal being or to my husband's personal being. We are instructed from our GIF representative that we are not, because believe me, I would have loved to say a lot of things on that post. But we are instructed that we should not do that. And I abide by the rules, and I've stuck to those rules. I have taken a picture of the threats because they have taken that post off of Facebook. I don't like being threatened for having a sprinkler on. I still honestly don't know what I am going to do about it yet. I'm digesting it still. But it is a little scary to me that people want to put poison on my property.
Roundup.
Because my husband was watering the lawn. Okay, and the second part of this is pictures of minors' faces were posted. That's another issue from the person that did this. So I thank you for mentioning it. I don't know, I may be asking my colleagues for something. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it because I am digesting it. Because to tell you the truth, I've been on high alert. Because if somebody gets that angry over watering the lawn, I'm a little scared of what they could possibly do.
Well, not just that, someone else could take it into their own hands too. So, all right, thanks.
Thank you, Gladys.
Thank you.
Yes, your name and your address, please.
Martha Hayes, 259 Fensack.
Welcome.
So, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to talk today. I do have a question. So, I'm a little confused, and I'm not a legal expert in no means, but you're saying that the resolution in question that Gladys brought up was not voted on by this council. So, are we saying that all ordinances fall that way? If it's not voted by this council, then it's not valid?
Resolution and ordinances are two different things. A
So,
resolution
resolution?
is issued, so every January there's an organization meeting. At the organization meeting, a new governing body is seated, so to speak. It's a new legal entity from the perspective of things that it does. So yes, again, I'm not familiar with the resolution at issue, but any resolution passed 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago was technically done by a prior governing body. So this governing body is what I was referring to. There's been no resolution acted upon by this governing body since January of 2025.
So I know you haven't had an opportunity to look at this resolution, but when I did question the former attorney, he said it would be policed and it would be acted on. So doesn't that make that resolution invalid because you're not really saying what you were going to do with it?
Frankly, I can't say the borough attorney advises the borough. The borough attorney does not take action or initiate action. So again, I don't know what the prior attorney said, but what I'm telling you is my advice would be that your role is not to police social media.
Of course, but it said it. And so
I'm not him. Again, if you have an issue with what he said, I would take it up with him.
I would love to. But honestly, then I would just say honestly that when resolutions are brought in, they should be written correctly. Because if you don't have the power to do something, you shouldn't say you do.
And I try to write every resolution that I draft or that anyone else drafts correctly. Believe me.
I mean, I'm not saying, that he was incompetent. I'm just saying that the words in there had a certain connotation that action would be taken. And it's disappointing that it's not true.
So no resolution would last beyond the term. So maybe that was the intent at that point in time, but once January 1 of the next year
Well, then that should have been
transpired.
stipulated, because people, us regular people, don't know that, honestly. And if you're going to say something, it's integrity. You should be standing up for what you said. And I know maybe the time is gone, but the idea and the premise of that was that we would have the safeguard for this lady here I mean, there was threats. It's menacing.
And I'm not condoning that, believe me.
Yes.
There's all sorts of other legal police matters and whatnot, harassment, which all are other avenues. But in terms of what this body can do, yes, you could pass a resolution that says you disagree with something, but frankly, that has the weight of the paper it's printed on.
I would venture to say, once again, I don't know for sure, but when you have something like that in the social media, which to your point, we're not supposed to police, that did not go unheard by our police department. And once again, I don't know this for sure, but I'm sure that they did not take that lightly and that they're scrutinizing that. Once again, I don't know for sure, but knowing our police department and knowing the fact that we are elected officials, it just didn't get swept under the rug.
Well, it's the environment today that we live in that you don't know how people are going to take something. That one person may not act on it, but they may have incited someone else to do it. And what I'm always saying is that if this prior resolution really has no merit anymore, we have to make sure that the public understands when another resolution comes up, what it really means. Because that was not how it was explained in the meeting. And I'll leave it at that, but things need to be clearer and more transparent. Thank you.
Anyone else care to speak? Yes, sir. Name, rank, and serial number.
Joseph Oswald, 34 Phillip Ave. I'm here as the president of the Chamber of Commerce. I appreciate you, Lorraine, for giving me the opportunity to give the report. I just have a couple of things. It's all chamber related. We did have a pizza party that we were going to try to schedule for the end of the month. Herding pizza makers together is like herding cats. They all agree they want to donate something, but none of them are able to really make the pizza party happen. So what we're going to try to do is work with Alessandra Curcio from AP Interactive to throw a fundraiser where we'll actually just bring in all the pizzas and just make it available to the public and do a fundraiser, preferably for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If we can do it before the end of October, we will try. I wanted to also thank Councilwoman Pellegrin for helping us out with the car show that we're going to be scheduling, that we have scheduled for November 9th. The Insera Group had decided that they will be fully accepting the grant request that we made to bring the food in for, so that the police don't have to go out and buy all the hamburgers and hot dogs that they're going to cook. So really, really thankful for that. A lot of people came together very quickly. For anybody that doesn't know, the 2025 Chris Willis Charity Car Show is going to be held at 41 Slater Drive, the old bio-reference lot. We've been taking sponsors. We've already exceeded our first goal, so we set a second goal, and we're really hoping that everybody comes out. This is a free event, November 9th. It has a rain date of the 16th. It's open to the public from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mr. Gilmore, the firefighter who was here earlier, also has a inflatable amusement business, so he'll be providing inflatable sports things for kids to play. We're trying to work with the Bergen County Board of Health to get free cancer screening trucks there as well. We have a number of sponsors that have made sure that we will have commemorative T-shirts. There's going to be plenty of food. There's going to be plenty of music and fun for everybody. We're really hoping to have about 400 or 500 people show up. Again, this is a free event, but we will take donations. If anybody has a really cool car at home, if you have a cool car or just a car, $15, just register it. We will be happy. We'll just, get it waxed up. It'll look great. If you have an old Corolla, it will be fine. This is all for charity. All goes, every dime net proceed is going to the benefit of Chris Willis's family. We all know him. We all loved him, and he touched so many people for even a short period of time, such as myself. I was only his neighbor for a couple of years. But he was a good person, and I'm really proud that we're putting this on. One of the ideas that the chief had brought up was that every charity event that we try to do, rather than give it to some umbrella organization or a big charity, that we make sure that the money stays in town so that everybody knows that what they're giving is really helping out their neighbors. So we really do appreciate that, and I encourage everybody to come, share this on social media. I'll leave this up here if anybody wants to take a picture, because it has a QR code where you can get more information. We did have a wonderful Latino cultural event this past Saturday. The Chamber of Commerce co-sponsored it with the Elmwood Park Latino Association. So we're very proud to have the diversity we do have in this town. As Councilwoman Sheridan mentioned, there was amazing dancing, beautiful art, lots of vendors, free raffles. It was really well done, and we're very happy. Unfortunately, it did rain, so that was what can you do about that?
Mr. Oswald?
Yes, sir.
Did they get Mr. Fasolo up to dance?
He was the photographer, so.
You'd
we
be
left him with
surprised,
the camera.
Mayor. You'd be surprised about my Latin dancing,
Yeah, I
you
can
know?
imagine.
Yeah, I know.
Got that Latin blood in you.
I don't have any Latin blood in me.
So that, again, I just want to remind everybody, the car show is
Italy,
in
that
honor.
was the whole center. I'm sorry.
That's okay,
I'm sorry.
The car show is in honor of also, it's Men's Health Awareness Month, so that's why we paired it up with that. I want to remind everybody that Halloween is coming up, so if you do have kids, please make sure you shop local when you buy your products. Of course, everybody knows you can go to CVS and all those other places, but there's a lot of local pharmacies, local businesses that have candy, costumes, gifts, even costumes and things for your dogs, pets, whatever you want, you can find it here in Elmwood Park. The Chamber of Commerce does have its meeting on the 21st at 6 p.m. at the VFW. I believe the chief will be one of our special guests as well to talk about the car show. We have another announcement to make for the Energy Outreach Program in New Jersey. So whether you're a residential homeowner or a business owner, if you're trying to get your electric costs under control, there's a new program that is sponsored by PSE&G. Go to energyoutreachnj.com/save, and you can have your business evaluated for free upgrades. It'll be paid for by PSE&G or 0% interest installment loan. I do encourage everybody to also follow us on Facebook. You can join us as a supporter. You do not have to be a business owner to join the Chamber of Commerce. It's $25 a year. And the two new businesses that we have that came to town recently, the Cheeky Chicken on Route 46. It's actually, that's his fourth establishment. The man opened them up himself. He runs the counter. The food is great. I recommend everybody give it a try. We're going to be doing a ceremonial ribbon cutting for them in the near future. I hope to invite the mayor and council for that. But also down on Market Street, we have another place opening up called Meet Us Here, M-E-A-T. Burgers, hot dogs, milkshakes, fries, pretty much it. And it's going to be great. I'm salivating just thinking about it. I've met the owners a couple times. I believe they'll be opening up this week, so I encourage everybody, while the weather's nice, if you're thinking about ordering food before you pick up your Grubhub or your whatever, take a stroll down Market Street, pop into Francesca's Pizza, Vicario's, pop into any of these new places that are opening up. Patronize our local businesses because they give back. You can see it from this charity car show. You can see it from the countless meetings where people come up here and are honored. Elmwood Park is a community that gives back to each other, and we want to make sure that we support our local businesses. So please shop local. Small Business Awareness Month is November as well. Small Business Saturday is November 29th. So you'll be seeing a lot of stuff like that. But just the chamber is here to stay. We are chugging along with Councilwoman Pellegrin. So we're very thankful for that. And if anybody would like any more information, please just reach out, info@elmwoodparkchamber.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Good words, Mr. Oswald.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so everything was moved to Community Day on the 25th. The Paw Parade. So if you want to dress your dog up, win a couple of prizes, it'll be at the band shell around 11 a.m. So just bring your dogs on top of all the other stuff that's going on. So you know what, just book the 25th to just walk around town, turn your phone off for a little bit, enjoy the fresh air, and have fun with everything that Elmwood Park offers. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oswald.
And yeah, someone's phone.
Good words. Anyone else from the public care to speak? If not, I'll close the public portion. I don't believe we have any executive. Am I correct with that?
Correct. We don't
Right?
have anything.
Okay, so then we're good, Mr. Foligno?
Yes, sir.
Then I guess we need a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Wow, that was a loud aye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see you soon.